Hello, hi everybody, and welcome to SGL 2023 round of 8. We have Freddy versus Hebinx. Looks like we've already gotten started here. Freddy is doing looks like he's clearing out the forest to check, and Hebinx is currently picking up Tristan prior to getting into the battlefields and going into our first dungeon. I'm Tox, and I'm joined here by Captain Nerd. Captain Nerd, how's it going?
Heyo. Yeah, I'm alright. I was sour from my last race, but hey, it was something, you know? I don't usually like to talk about it very much.
No
It
problem.
seems we got a little remix of the background music.
Yeah, we have Hebinx throwing in some custom audio here, so it sounds like a remix of the original. Both very good to listen to. And there we see Hebinx with some bomb strats on the map in the dungeon. All the enemies clustered right around the entrance, using a bomb on that bombable tile to be able to get around all the enemies there.
And both Hebinx and freddyn seem to have gotten the mask.
Yeah, both are runners there, picking up the mask. Let's see, Freddy getting a river coin from the Tristram 1 item, and continuing to push his way through Bone Dungeon. Looks like he's gonna be going for a full clear here.
Now, what was the weapon they started with? Because I know there was a random weapon.
They might have actually started with bombs.
Okay, so now they pretty much got like the jumbo bombs, right?
Oh, I see, because he has jumbo bombs. Oh, that's a good question. It looks like we're gonna have to wait for them to switch some items on before we started with axe. Thank you, Trenton.
Oh, so they started with basic axe. Okay.
Okay, Hebinx deciding not to do the Bone Dungeon full clear and instead using his river coin to progress to Fireberg. Also has a Gemini crest, able to pick up Excalibur from Wintry Temple. So there is a Gemini crest warp tile in the Seal Temple, and they can use that to warp into Wintry Temple to do 2 item checks, one of which had the Excalibur in the seed. He can also use that Gemini warp to get into Aquaria, picking up a Thunder Rock from the Aquaria vendor. By using the warp tiles strategically, they don't need the coins associated with each area. So normally you need a sand coin to progress to the Aquaria area, the river coin to go to Fireberg, and the sun coin to go to Windia. But by using the warp tiles, you can actually defy the logic. You can break the logic of the seed, and you can kind of get to areas where you're not supposed to yet. Hebinx using that strategy to pick up a Cat Claw and Phoebe 1 from the Libra Temple.
Interesting. And it seems freddyn has his first crystal, which is the Earth.
Oh my, looks like we also have an Aegis Shield picked up early, probably in the level forest area. Aegis Shield being a great safety item for our runners, giving that petrify resistance. Oh, nope, that's Freddy's Aegis Shield, never mind. So Freddy with an Aegis Shield and with Mobius Crest. So Hebinx choosing to clear out some battlefields here. Freddy making his exit from Bone Dungeon. This will give us a chance to talk over some of the flags for this seed. Captain Nerd, can you tell the audience about what our runners are going to need to be able to finish the game?
Okay, the end game items are pretty much the Sun Coin, Sky Coin, Mobius Crest, Dragon Claw, Mega Grenade, Excalibur, and basically the majority of those, along with Thunder Rock and Captain's Cap.
Yep.
Those are the go items.
Yep, those are your go mode items. So you do need at least one weapon of each type. But you also specifically need the Dragon Claw and the Mega Grenades to make the final jump across the sand in Doom Castle. Hebinx getting that Gaia's armor from a battlefield he cleared out just in the Aquaria area. Let's see. Now going into Wintry Cave, picking up White.
What?
Yep, one of those magic spells that can pretty much deal non-elemental damage and help us out a lot in our fight against the Dark King.
Okay.
Okay, Hebinx continuing his clear through the Wintry Cave. Looks like he's going to be full clearing this, not finding anything in the back, picking up Arrow from the Phoebe 1 check, and now using bombs to go into the Squidite path.
It seems we got... Okay, we've got Libra Crest from Tristram in Firebird.
That is interesting. Hebinx, I don't think he made that check with Tristram, so he might end up coming back for the Wakewater check later on.
And apparently, Freddyn has picked up the Cure book from the Firebird vendor, and in the Aquaria vendor, we have the Thunder Rock. It seems Hebinx is actually never mind, he's actually hitting in the Firebird. And now we have Freddyn actually getting BB and getting the Cat Claw as well.
Yep, Hebinx going to Firebird to grab some seeds. He's going to get that Libra Crest and feel really disappointed now because he's going to have to come back at some point, figure out how to route in that check.
Mm-hmm. And funny thing is, Freddyn ended up getting the Venus key from the old man in the Life Temple.
Alright, Hebinx currently going through some battlefields, picking up some experience for some level gains. Looks like he might, with Tristram, be thinking about what kind of move he wants to make next. He might even be going back to Bone Dungeon to full clear and finish that up, finishing up all the checks that are in the back of Bone Dungeon. Freddy also going through the battlefields in Aquaria, kind of covering area that we've already seen, so this is going to allow us to talk to you about some of the different changes that we've made to the randomizer. One of the changes for the SGL tournament is the fact that the battlefield rewards are randomized. Freddy getting his Gaia's armor now.
Okay.
So in the vanilla game, all your battlefields give the same reward based on what area you're in. In the randomizer, you can choose to keep those settings, or you can mix it up and randomize the battlefield rewards. So as a quality of life thing for you, we've made it so that the battlefields that give out experience are gray colored, those that give out gold are green colored, and the ones that give out quest items are blue covered. So your battlefields are incentivized in order to get your quest items a little faster.
Yep. And it seems Fred has already gotten BB1's item, which was an arrow spell. Which I'm pretty sure Hebinx has also done.
Yep, so Freddy also doing the Wintry Cave checks. Looks like Freddy's gonna try the Squidite fight.
Yeah, chances are Squidite won't drop any kind of chest except the brown. So it's usually a pointless endeavor unless he's lucky enough. That's usually half the time it goes bad.
Hebinx picking up a flare spell from the loop chest in Bone Dungeon. So Freddy having that flare spell already on hand, able to deal a significant amount of damage to Squidite, making this fight go a little faster. Finding a brown box only, but at least partially rewarded with some free seeds.
Yeah. Oh, and one good thing about Flare, depending on how much HP the Ice Golem has, Flare would take it out in a couple of turns, if lucky. I tried it before, it's pretty darn good. And it seems Hebinx has already beaten Flamerous Rex with a life spell and lit his first crystal, the Earth.
Yep. So the life spell will kill Flamerous instantly. You just have to be a higher level than Flamerous. All enemies having an internal level value. So Tristram being at level 23, this is Tristram 2 we're talking about, will easily eclipse Flamerous's level and be able to just life your problems away.
Well, on one of the Aquaria battlefields, Hebinx actually gotten the Sun Coin.
Oh, excellent. Fine. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Whether or not Freddy got it is another story.
I think it looks like Freddy is clearing out one of the battlefields as we speak right now. This might be the one that gives the Sun Coin. Sun Coin giving us logical access to the Windia area.
Noble armor.
Noble armor. Our runners already have the Gaia armor, better than the Noble armor, so that's a dead check right there.
Pretty much.
So in addition to all the items that our runners have to collect, we also have the Save the Crystals format for this tournament, which means that our runners must beat all 4 major bosses, or fiends, we'll call them, and pick up or light their respective crystals. The last crystal they light, if they can do it in any order they want, will give them the Sky Coin, which will give them access into the Doom Castle back.
Yep. But there's also an indication you also have to know. To get through Pazuzu's tower, you definitely need the Dragon's Claw. Because the only way to progress through the whole tower.
That is absolutely right. Although, you can have the Dragon's Claw in the first 2 checks of Pazuzu's tower, right before it starts requiring that Dragon Claw to get through, I remember a practice seed where the Dragon Claw was hiding in the
Apparently,
tower.
sorry. It seems
Oh no.
Hebinx. It seems Hebinx actually gotten the Thunder Rock, and Freddyn just got it as well. So I didn't know Hebinx had the. I didn't even know Hebinx had the Thunder Rock. So that one I will admit. And Hebinx has picked up BB number 2.
Phoebe 2 being the most powerful ally that you can carry in the game. Really, Phoebe 2 will be doing the carrying of our hero because she will be the highest leveled. She'll have the most hit points, and she has 10 charges of the white spell, able to pretty much just sweep all of the enemy battles for Hebinx from this point forward.
And well, Freddyn actually went to the Seal Temple and actually got the final sword, which is the Excalibur. And Freddyn pretty much got the Sorry, it went too fast for that one. Oh no, Tree Wither.
Tree Wither. Yeah, Freddy's in the back of. Freddy's doing all the volcano checks right now, while Hebinx is playing in Windia, getting the Hebinx with a Giant's Axe now out of the Windia battlefield. Freddy choosing to go through the volcano. With the mask, he can see all the enemies in the clouded areas.
Yep. That's pretty much a requirement to get through a volcano without trying to run the invisible enemy. And seems Hebinx has picked up a moon helm from Mount Gale.
Yep, that moon helm is going to be really important for both our runners because that's one of the 2 items that gives natural fire resistance.
Yeah, from when I ran this, apparently moon helm actually gave like a quarter protection from that, from fire. Apollo helm gives half of it, and Hebinx actually got the captain's cap from Arian's friend.
Yep, so Hebinx using the Mobius Crest to warp backwards into the Hermit House in Fireburg, picking up a captain's cap. However, without the multi-key or an exit spell, he actually can't leave the house. We've also changed up some of the flavor text in this game, so if you talk to that hermit without a multi-key or a Mobius Crest, he will let you know quite clearly that he's not trapped here with you. You're trapped here with him.
Yep. And oh yeah, I did forget to leave out one thing too. And I figured I should mention this right now. Okay? If or not you do not get the Sun Coin, if you get the multi-key and Mobius Crest, you could skip the Sun Crest and go straight to Windia with the multi-key and Mobius Crest, bypassing the requirement for Go mode. That is one of the exceptions to the whole Go mode requirements. I figured I'd go ahead and point this out right now so I won't forget it later on. Good enough information for you, Hatax?
Yes, thank you very much for that bit of information there. Always good to know what logical requirements are there and how our runners can actually break the logic so that they can get ahead in the seed.
Well, Freddyn has got his Sun Coin, so he's good on that now. And Hebinx just went back into Firebird. Now we have
Hebinx in Lava Dome now. Looks like he's gonna do all. I think he's about to full clear Lava Dome.
maybe, depending. You know. Oh, he's got Meteor. Oh, that is useful against the Hydra. It's perfect against the Hydra. Plus, Hydra's weakness is pretty much Blizzard anyway. Of course, in this game, Blizzard is the most very useless compared to as well as Fire. So, Fire and Blizzard will not be missed. I'm going through rope bridge to look, and now he's actually in a live forest. Oh, Dragon Claw straight from the Mobius Crest in the live forest.
So that's a little bit of an amazing play right there. You don't see a lot of runners doing that alive forest check really early. A lot of them waiting till later on in the game when they're sort of like being forced into a spot. Freddy with that Dragon Claw early is going to have a lot more checks open up for him. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Hebinx's last location's that Dragon Claw.
Mm-hmm. I'll be back real quick.
No problem. Sometimes, though, interesting enough, a last location Dragon Claw is better than an early Dragon Claw because you have fewer things that you can do. So without a Dragon Claw, Hebinx can't do a lot of checks. So he'll probably spend a lot of time just clearing the dungeons. I know it's something that most people do, but he'll focus his time on clearing the crystals and doing all those checks, and then eventually he'll get to a point where he just can't progress through Pazuzu's tower, and then and only then will he go through the tree. Alright, Hebinx going through Lava Dome, still getting life on the left side on the path to the Hydra. Life, one of our main safeties in the game. This will allow our main character, normally named Ben, to be able to revive his partner also during the fight. Also, life during a battle serves as both a heal spell, so the ability to clear status effects, and a full cure. Alright, Hebinx picking up Thunder as well in the Lava Dome. That'll complete our arsenal of wizard spells for Hebinx, but we're probably never going to see the use of Thunder. Thunder being the weakest of the wizard magic spells.
I'm back. What did I miss so far?
Hi, welcome back. So, I just gave, Freddy just finished the battlefield in Windia, so I just gave him a Giant's Axe. Hebinx picked up a Thunder spell that will never get used.
Alright.
And now Freddy in Mount Gale. Freddy definitely doing all of the checks that you don't normally see a lot. Also picking up his moon helm there. Hebinx getting the weakest weapon in the game there in the steel sword. Steel sword normally being in the vanilla game being the weapon that you start out with.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so a sword is still considered a requirement to get into Ice Pyramid. So it doesn't matter which sword you get, as long as you can get access to the pyramid with that sword, you're good. And it seems Hebinx is getting ready to go after the Hydra. And there's a chest behind that Hydra that's red.
Also, Hebinx is gonna get a double payoff for this Hydra fight right here. He's level 16. He's pretty well kitted out. He's got Meteor, he's got Moonhelm, he's got Seeds. At really this point, he should be able to clear this Hydra fight without too many problems. It's gonna just be a matter of how beefy our Hydra is.
Oh, he's pretty beefy right now. I mean, if he's taking a lot of hits like a pro, that's gonna be a big... Well, he's already down to phase 2, which is one head aside. There's phase 3.
So phase 3 and 4 of the Hydra, once Hydra gets under 50%, he stopped using his area of effect attacks. You're not going to see the breath attacks come out anymore. Instead, he's going to swing with the hard hitters. He's going to swing with Scrunch, Thunder, and there's going to be one attack that we hope we don't see at all.
Never mind that.
Now we have phase 4, Broken Wings. And game.
Alright, so fortunately not seeing that Stone Breath spell from the Hydra. Hebinx does have natural protection against stone right now with the Aegis shield, but Phoebe does not. Although Hebinx getting his second crystal, and seeing that red checks with Elixir. So with Elixir and Tree Wither, he will be able to do the Kaylee 1 and Kaylee 2 item checks.
And see, we got a blue battlefield in Fireburg.
Yeah, we've got a blue battlefield behind Lava Dome in Fireburg, and we have Freddy with a Jin fight.
And Hebinx got the heal spell from that particular battlefield.
Yeah, we're not going to see that heal spell getting used since he already has life. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Mega grenades in the back of the mine.
Yeah, and this place is where you need Ruben for his item. Now we have Hebinx actually going into Pyramid with, and he also managed to get Quake, a very, very useful spell, honestly. Compared to Flare, it's pretty useless.
Yep. So it looks like our runners have them, or at least Hebinx has the magic mirror, because we can see the enemies in the Ice Palace. Normally, without the magic mirror, all the enemies are hidden, and you have to just kind of like blindly walk into them. Hebinx using the speed strat of clearing the first floor and then going straight on the path to the Golem. There are 3 checks on the first floor that you have to scout normally, but all the second and third floor checks after that, you can actually see all of the chests using that middle path on the way to the Ice Golem. So Hebinx knows that because he's only seen brown chests so far on the path, he's not going to need to come back for those.
Brushes it on the head.
Well, it seems Freddyn's going around in circles.
Alright,
Alright, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so we've talked a little bit about the quality of life improvements to the randomizer, and one of them is that our main character can walk a lot faster on the dungeon maps. But in this area, it's a little dangerous. Having been a really seasoned player, able to navigate the winding road path pretty quickly. But if you hold on that arrow button just a little bit too long, instead of just tapping on it gently, there's a chance that you might fall down to the floor below and costing you a serious amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
Freddy getting his meteor spell now.
And considering Hebinx has a flare, he'd be able to use it against Ice Golem and pretty well. And does a lot more damage compared to fire.
Yep, so on Hebinx's side, going against the Ice Golem, our one time for Ben to be the hero here, his flare spell able to make short weak of the Ice Golem, being weak to fire, doing double damage.
And that's his third crystal being lit.
So that's his third crystal. So this is going to be an interesting moment here, because between our two runners, we pretty much know where all the items are. The only thing we're really missing at this point that we'd like to see is the Cupid Locket. But we also know that the two items that Hebinx is missing for Go mode are in some pretty gross locations.
Yeah.
Most of our runners choosing to not go to the mine unless they either have Reuben or they have Mega Grenades, because then at least you're guaranteed one item check there. And the Dragon Claw being in the Mobius tree warp of Alive Forest, pretty hidden location. Generally, the Alive Forest being a last location check.
Yep. And pretty much, Freddyn is only missed so far. Freddyn's only missing the captain's cap. If you catch what I'm saying.
Yep. I forget where that captain's cap was. I do remember seeing it from... Oh, it was from the Hermit, right?
Yeah.
Was it from the Hermit in Fireburg?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Yeah, it had to have been from the Hermit, because...
Hebinx clearing out Falls Basin, all of 2 checks there, but this will just mainly guarantee... Oh, and then he's going to go into Wintry Cave and fight Squidite. Looks like he's just clearing up the world map so that he doesn't have to backtrack later on for item checks.
There really isn't any item checks from there. And he just... Okay, Freddyn just missed 2 chests there, you know?
Well, hopefully he sees it and comes back for it.
Yeah,
One of those has
he's-
life in it.
Oh yeah, that's a good spell you need. Steel Shield. Pointless, but pointless because you already got the Aegis Shield.
Hebinx finishing up his double dip through Wintry Cave. This guarantees now that he's seen all of the item checks. The only thing he's missing now is the Venus Tower key. Oh, and the Wake Water.
Yep.
So I think if I'm Hebinx right now, I have to make a decision between Fireberg and Kaylee 2.
Now Hebinx has now got his Venus key.
He's got his Venus key, so with the Thunder Rock, that'll allow him to do the 2 Spencer. Oh no, he doesn't have the Mega Grenade yet. He can't do the Spencer checks. So the Spencer checks, when we refer to those, Spencer's Place is an area below Phoebe's house in Aquaria. You can access Spencer and the treasure chest next to him for 2 items, either with a Thawed Aquaria needing the Wake Water, or through the Windia area, but for that you need the Thunder Rock and the Mega Grenades.
Okay. Did I miss something on Friend's side that you got?
No, Freddy got the Magic Mirror out of the
Oh.
treasury.
Okay, cool.
So that's probably where Hebinx got his too.
Well, that's good to know.
Okay, so Hebinx taking Phoebe to the mine. He's going mine north, so there are 4 items in the north of the mine. And then he'll probably go and take out Jin afterwards for 4 checks and be extremely happy when he sees his Mega Grenades behind the Jin.
Mm-hmm. And now we have a friend going after the Hydra for himself. And once he claims the crystal, he'll also get the elixir, which will allow him to go get Kaylee 1 and Kaylee 2. And unlike Phoebe 2, who is not immune to stone, Kaylee is immune to all status effects. That's one advantage of having her around as for number 2.
Yeah, Kaylee having that natural resistance to Petrify really helps out with a lot of fights. However, she can't. She doesn't have a whole lot in the way of offensive magic.
With the exception of Arrow.
With the exception of Arrow, so she'll be useful in the Pazuzu fight, but she won't be of much help against the Dark King. She will guarantee, though, that your partner will never get petrified. So in this game, in Mystic Quest, both in the vanilla and in the randomizer, once you have status effect protection, you actually have status effect immunity. So that's how resistance works. So if you resist something, you are going to resist it 100% of the time.
Yep.
Okay, so Arian giving out the Cupid locket.
Okay, that explains it. that one was why we couldn't figure it out, but now we know it's understandable.
Chat, do we remember? Did we see Freddy go back to talk to Arion after his trip through the mine, or did he go straight to Lava Dome?
I think it went straight to Lava Dome. Honestly.
See that's what I'm thinking too. I don't remember seeing a Firebird revisit. Freddy getting his heal spell. Let's see if he okay, this will confirm it right here if he talks to Arion.
Looks like he's skipping that one.
No, Freddy, be a dude and open up your armor screen for us so we can just confirm it.
See, he's already heading towards. He's basically already went into ice cavern or ice pyramid. Sorry.
Yep. So Freddy doing the ice pyramid. He's also going to take the speed route of checking all of the golem path checks.
Well,
we're gonna get.
Sorry, go ahead.
We're gonna get some new checks now. Hebinx going to Foresta and using getting Kaylee 1 and the Kaylee 1 cutscene.
That's one thing I did not know. I didn't even know he got the tree withers. That's the thing. Half the time I miss a lot of stuff, but hey.
Oh, and there was our sand coin. So the logical path to Aquaria was River Coin to Volcano to the Tree Wither.
Mm-hmm.
Our runners not needing any logic, knowing how the different warp paths work. Having though going back to Foresta to pick up Kaylee 2 and taking her to Windia, where he will exchange her with Phoebe, and then being able to do the Kaylee 2 check.
It will be either Wakewater, Multi-Key, or Apollo Helm. Here's Wakewater. On Hebinx side.
Getting the Wakewater. Okay, so that's kind of gross and unfortunate. Hebinx will probably do the Spencer checks now, because he has the Mega Grenades. And then it's gonna be a matter of, does he clear backwards all the way to Focus Tower, and getting into the back of Focus Tower.
Night Sword and Battle Sword. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally okay. Hebinx clearing out all of Spencer's Cave, fighting a bunch of level 2 equipment right there. Not gonna be useful at all because he already has the level 3 stuff.
Well,
Hebinx clear Alive Forest. No, he's gonna go straight to Focus Tower. It looks like.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, with Battle Axe and Night Sword for on Spencer's checks. Now we got Hebinx about ready to start melting the ice.
Yep. So in the vanilla game, in order to melt the ice, you need to clear Ice Pyramid and light the crystal from Ice Golem. But in the randomizer, in order to give the Wakewater some actual usefulness and not just be a lame inventory item, that is what we use to melt the ice and thaw Aquaria.
Now we got the focus.
Yep.
Multi-Key.
Multi-Key.
From the Focus Tower chest.
So that's not going to help out Hebinx at all. Hebinx has already done that check. The one thing this multi-key will let him do is just get back to Windy a little faster.
And the only thing that's missing from him is the Apollo Helm and Dragon Claw.
Yep.
Just to get that whole thing complete. Now Freddyn has lit his third crystal, the water.
Yep. And Hebinx looking to see if that Dragon Claw is gonna be on the first 2 checks up to Pazuzu's tower. So and he sees a red chest, so he is going to go to that red chest right there.
It has to be Apollo. Fire. Never mind.
Fire. Yep.
I thought that was the Apollo Helm. Whoops. That much I will say. It's oops.
But the nice thing is that because of the path he's taken, he's pretty much seen all the different enemies to fight. He goes to the Mobius Warp immediately and gets his Dragon Claw.
Yep. He's good now.
Alright, so that is go mode for Hebinx.
He seems he's going towards the only windy battlefield. Just for experience. Not much experience there anyway.
No, not much. Not a really good reward. If that had taken him to 19, because he would have gotten the experience reward, it also would have taken him to 20.
Yeah, true.
20 being a really good number level to be at, because you get 1 wizard magic charge every 4 levels. So that'll take him to from 4 charges to 5.
And pretty much skip the arena again.
So Hebinx has already talked to Pazuzu, and so he knows exactly where Pazuzu is now on the 3rd floor. Being in go mode, he's probably gonna skip the 6th floor switch. He's gonna go straight for the 2 and 4, and then fight Pazuzu on the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So all dungeons have a gimmick. In Bone Dungeon, they have the moving conveyor sand belts. In Ice Palace, they have the bombable floors. In Lava Dome, we have the switch to open up the door to Hydra. And in Pazuzu's tower, we have the elevator that Pazuzu rides. There are switches on the even numbered floors. And you have to hit those switches in order to stop the elevator from moving past that floor.
Yep.
So basically, you need to find out where the bird is. You need to lock him between 2 floors. Being on the 3rd floor is nice. He'll only need to talk to Pazuzu once, and then he'll be able to fight him for the 4th crystal.
Yep. And apparently, Freddyn now has Kaylee too.
So Hebinx using Phoebe to cast a white spell to see if he can just kind of mop both the Thanatos and the Manticore enemy out. Not able to do so, the Manticore being a little bit stronger than Vanilla. And the Beholder not going to go at all because they are one of 2 enemies with natural magic resist reflection. So
Yep.
any spell cast on a Beholder or an Ooze will get reflected back at you.
Full damage.
Yep.
Meaning, a floor spell reflected will do a lot more damage to you than your opponent.
There's the lock, Dragon Claw, get a nice full heal on his party members, recharge all of their magic, And we're going to be, so Hebinx our first runner to get to the jerk bird. All birds in this game are jerks.
I prefer to call this bird drumstick on a wing level. Or to put in my blunt words, a floating drumstick. Yeah, I did come up with that little comment on the spot. And I thought it was amusing. You know, Silky Seiko actually did do a good question. Is it me or is Hebinx audio choppy?
Good question. We normally can't hear their audio.
I can actually hear Hebinx's audio pretty well. Just can't hear Freddyn's. Because we're using the Hebinx's audio.
Okay, so Hebinx's audio, that just sounds like it's the MSU being a little choppy.
Yeah, it's most likely the MSU being choppy, so... See, Freddyn is now going after, Mr. Burr himself.
Hebinx making his way to phase 3 of the Pazuzu fight. It's a pretty good sign. Hopefully Pazuzu has rolled low.
Yep.
Hebinx pretty much wanting to end the fight at this point, choosing not to use seeds to restore magic charges for Flare, but rather using arrow strats, and that seems to have worked out for him really well.
And that's the final crystal for Hebinx.
Alright, well Hebinx's in a good spot here, getting that sky coin. He'll just need to descend the tower. He's already freed the ship. He has everything he needs. This will pretty much be a straight path for him from here to the ship to Doom Castle. Freddy still in Pazuzu's tower, taking on some optional enemies there. Probably hoping to get up to level 21 or 22. 22 being a threshold in which the Dark King cannot just kind of blindly kill you with laser in the 3rd and 4th stages of the fight.
Yeah. Just imagine running this whole thing with the Chaos Randomization. That'd be a pain in the rear end. And we got the Apollo on Hebinx's side. On the ship of Mac. We have Freddyn actually doing his part to get to the bird.
Yep. So what we're seeing on Freddy's side, Freddy's currently on 2nd floor and he sees the bird there, although we saw the bird on the 3rd floor for Hebinx's side. So the way that works is that the bird, Pazuzu, when you first talk to him, will go up a set number of floors that's determined by the seed. Where he ends up is based on what floor you originally talked to him. So Hebinx talked to him on the first floor. He found him on the third floor, so he went up roughly two floors, or some number that would loop back to 2. Freddy talked to him on the third floor, finding him on the second floor. So with there being a total of 5 floors before the loop happens on the 6th one, we can pretty much guess the number is 6.
Yep. Well, see.
Looks like Hebinx missed the stop point on his first time down the sand in Doom Castle, but getting there on the second time.
Yeah. Okay. He exited out and re-entered. Now we have Hebinx going towards the Dark King. Picking up 25 seeds on the way.
Always nice to have extra seeds in a long battle with the Dark King.
What makes Dark King dangerous? Simple. First phase, he does the Darkness Sword, which really does around 800 or so damage. And second and third phase, Laser and Spider Kids, along with Golden Web and Silver Web. Those are the bigger ones you gotta watch out for than just the Darkness Sword. And Hebinx is already on phase 1. And yes, the mirror move for the mirror sword he used does that much damage. About 500 at least. Apparently, according to Trenton, 8k damage so far, 10k for phase 1. Now we got phase 2. $13, basically a rough number. 13k phase 2. No, 13 phase 2. Sounds like 13k for phase 2. See? 866 just from laser itself. And there's Mega Flare, which did 453. A huge difference when it comes to that. And yes, Golden Web does have a chance of petrification, but if you're on low HP, you get knocked out. And Hebinx has already gotten his final point. Only thing he has left is his is 2 items. Well, technically, Captain Cap.
So we're seeing some nice auto strats and defense strats from Hebinx here. One of the nice things about using auto strats is that when your ally is on auto, your ally won't commit to a move until it's their turn to act. So if Ben gets KO'd before it's Phoebe's turn to go, Phoebe will actually use her turn to revive Ben, and then Ben will do whatever Hebinx has told him to do at the start of the turn, which in most cases is to either attack or flare.
Apparently 33k total, with the 10k being going up to at phase 3. And we have a Mega Flare.
Yep, so Hebinx in phase 4 of the Dark King fight, hoping to see maybe 2 or 3 shots of magic able to take this boss down. We've seen some pretty beefy hit point counts from the Dark King in the earlier phases, so long phases early generally tend to mean quick phases later. Golden Web on Ben, not too concerning with Ben having natural petrify resistance, and that's it. That is the end right there. Hebinx, our winner, with an official race time of 1:02:19. Congratulations to Hebinx.
And Brendan has pretty much forfeited.
Alright, so we're gonna see if we can bring in our runners into the interview room. Looks like we're gonna be joined here, yes, by Hebinx. GG's, Hebinx.
Thank you.
And Brendan declined to join us because he doesn't speak English. And I understand that. I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, shout outs to Freddie, man. One of our better international runners. Huge honor to run against him.
So what did you think of the seed so far?
I thought the seed was pretty by the numbers. I felt bad, but at the same time, last check is last check. What are you going to do? So I felt bad, but at the same time, I felt sound in my checks. I mean, I was very close to getting sub-hour without exit, which was insane to me. I think if I'd found exit at any point in the run, this would have been a sub-hour seed, which we still haven't seen yet in the tournament. But otherwise, I mean, pretty by the books. Everything was, scattered all over the place. I felt really happy about diving Aquaria early, even though it was technically quote-unquote out of logic. A lot of good stuff hiding in the Aquaria, and I'm glad I took that on before going back to Fireberg. So sorry by the way for the choppy audio. I did not realize OBS was doing OBS things until after.
Oh, no problem. So here's a question: which is a ruder to you, a mega grenades in the back of the mine, or a dragon claw in the giant tree?
Honestly, mega grenades in mine, mostly because if I don't have claw, I know that I can't get claw any farther up than the first floor of giant tree, and the alive forest is pretty check dense as long as I have an axe and all the crests. So having to fight Jin and breaking the logic in my brain, which is don't go to mines until you have mega grenades, just to check for mega grenades, is one of the big things. And I almost faded it, and I was like, no, go back, full clear, be thorough. And I am really glad I did full clear it, but mostly because I got that Cupid locket. I don't think Freddie found the Cupid locket. Am I right in that?
You are actually. So it was an interesting moment. We saw Freddie took on that Jin. He had the mega grenades. He had the dragon claw really early on, and then he just never went back to Fireberg. He never did the Aryan cash in, and I'm also not 100% sure if he got his cap. I think he did, but I don't know.
I think it was behind Lieber Crest check. I can't remember now. I get short. I get
Oh,
such
yeah, it
bad
was a-
short-term memory loss
Yeah.
when I run these things.
Yeah, that's probably what I thought too, but who knows? Right now, I usually just have a scatterbrain day at the moment, you know?
Yeah, no, and it's like I'm trying to focus on so much on what to do next logically when I'm finding these things that I almost don't even like retain where I got them. It's like, okay, cool, on to the next thing. So there is a bit of that when you run these.
Yeah, apparently, we had the total HP for Dark King be 40 to 41k HP.
I have no idea what his vanilla HP value is.
It was around 42. It was around 42k for that one in vanilla.
Okay, so it looks like he rolled roughly about 100%.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I didn't roll the seed I made. I didn't even roll the 10 times. I just kept it as it is. Just to be
Well,
nice.
I'm glad we got the seed we got. Like I said, I do feel a little bad about not getting grenades and claw early, but honestly, with the way everything worked out, I didn't really need grenades. Nothing was hidden behind grenade checks until the very end, and nothing was behind Dragon Claw until the very end. So, and even then, it was just like, cool, we Pazuzu's tower now, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that'll pretty much do it for us here. Hebinx, anything you want to say to the community?
Yeah, man, huge shout outs to everybody who showed up for the race. Thanks so much for watching. We put this on as a tournament, as a community, but also as a show for y'all, and I hope it was entertaining. Again, apologies for the audio quality. I'll make sure to try to be a little bit better about that next time. As for our next race, it's potentially Friday. We'll post in the Discord once we have a finalized time for that. So stay tuned if you want to join the community and, you know, hop in the Discord and watch those times for the other matches. You can find the randomizer at ffmqrando.net, and there's a link to the Discord on the left-hand side if you expand out the menu. Aside from that, thank you to Hatox and Captain Nerd for commentating tonight. It's always great to have crew on hand to do these races. Shout outs to my tournament moderator / organizer Chanigan. Without him, none of this would really be possible. And again, huge shout outs to the community and everybody showed up tonight to watch the race.
Any final thoughts on the seed?
I'm hoping to take this on the seed. Not much, pretty by the books. I'm happy with my routing. I think I'm going to stick with the routing I have moving on to the next match, since it's getting me consistently around that 1 hour to 105 time piece. Aside from that, RNGs is just gonna RNG. I got a little spooked on the last phase of Dark King going down twice with just Phoebe on my off turns instead of those being triage turns. So really glad RNG did not punish me for that one. So I'm just gonna kind of stick to what I'm doing, hoping it works out, and hopefully I make it to the finals.
Okay.
Alright, well, good luck
Go
to
ahead.
you. Captain Nerd, anything else before we close out?
Yeah. I'd like to give a shout out to Trenton GL for helping us out with this. And thank you for helping us out, Trenton. And along with the Speed Gaming crew. I appreciate that. Anyway.
Alright, well, yes. Yeah, big thanks to Trenton and Speed Gaming for all of their hosting and their setup, and really just taking care of us this whole time. Follow the runners, freddyn3k and Hebinx, and the crew. I am Hatox, helped out by Captain Nerd. Until next time, for Speed Gaming and the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Randomizer community, see you later.
See ya.